All right. We're going to go ahead and go over the headline as we usually do. Headline wave just ended. So if you're watching this over on YouTube, hi, how you doing? Twitch, feel free to say hi to YouTube. We're going to go over everything we saw from the headline wave really quick and just kind of like a rapid fire and a couple of thoughts sort of thing as we just jump through here. Nothing too crazy. We're not going to go super deep dive into it. It's not going to be anything like over the top. There wasn't anything like super like mind blowing in this headline. It was just like a solid headline. It was like about what I expect nowadays, kind of like middle of the road sort of headline. Maybe a little bit above average, not really all that much though. I feel kind of bad saying that because like it's not that it was bad. It wasn't that it wasn't good. It was good. It just wasn't like mind blowing, you know? All right, so let's go ahead and go over what we have here. First things first, we have the Demonic Elegance scratch. Pretty solid, pretty cool. I mean, they started with the scratch. Of course, started with the scratch. This is where all the money comes from, right? Blah. Free to play game. What can you do? Outfit looks pretty dope. I'm hoping that the toggles have to do with this bow back here. Maybe I could live with the shoes, honestly, but I would like to toggle the shoes and maybe the arm things. Like toggling all that off would be sick. A female outfit looks pretty dope too. I'm assuming you can toggle off this side piece here. Maybe the shoes, maybe the scarf. They did like, they always do like two very polarizing setups. It's very strange. Two Oni outfits, and then like if you want to go a bit more, like, oh, if you're like being a rebel Oni outfits, or if you want to be, you know, a bit more on the safer side, you have the sailor outfit for some reason. Weird. We're hitting the patches pose for some reason as well with weapon display pose 17. I think this is supposed to be, is this a wand pose, chat? I think this is one pose. Hand holding is for, yeah, holding each other pose is very cute. I love this. Just doesn't look like they're holding each other. This looks like a making out pose. The idol here is really, really cool. So I like the new EX idol. The one's gonna be popular is RAR, the RAR idol, like the cutesy run and the cutesy dive and all that. Like all that's gonna be very popular. So I'm sure people are gonna enjoy that. And there's a RAR EX. I almost said RAR.ex, dude. I'm from that generation. I'm sorry. I can't help. Listen. All right, listen. We were emo kids. I don't know what to tell you. Ultra PSO2 month is also going to be this month. It's going to be February. So we have Ultra PSO2 day, the 2nd and the 22nd, of course, the 1st to the 3rd, and then of course the 21st to the 23rd. Very, very standard, very similar. Pretty cool stuff. They have massive, massive bonuses, 500%. Really, really dope stuff. So we got boosts. We're going to have even more bonuses. So keep an eye on that. Stay tuned for part 2. Starts on the 21st. Yep. Normal stuff there. So massive PSO2 day. It's good. It's going to be a good month to farm if you need to catch up, which we will be doing so this month. Rewind collection, Concert Master. That's dope. Outside of that, don't really care much about any of these. I mean, if you care about any of these outfits, cool. Usually it's going to be a variant of these outfits, so you can toggle something off you weren't able to toggle off before. So if you care about that sort of thing, this is going to be the rewind for this month. And of course, they talk about the fact that it's the 5th anniversary event period. So a bunch of different campaigns going on, so take advantage of those while they're available. First one that they've got going is a AC scratch. This one is a free AC scratch. There's going to be free AC items, which is dope. Allowing you to receive a bunch of pulls. And if you've completed at least the main task of the Kavaris region, you'll get 10 free pulls immediately. So there'll be a bunch of limited time tasks and things like that that allow you to do pulls on the scratch. So cool stuff. And this is kind of the big one. This is one of the bigger things that's going to be in here, at least for me personally. The Big Bang Scratch Fever. This is going to have up to 500 pulls via the limited time tasks. This is pull over 500 times. I'm not sure how many it's going to be. Probably some of these pulls are going to come from like RNG from running whatever the content is, and the rest is going to be limited time tasks. I'm not sure how many going to be limited time tasks versus how many RNG we'll have to see. But the big thing here is it's skill rings, augment capsules, other materials for grabs, beta reactors and master cubes, gamma reactors, and augment transfer passes and other stuff here. This is going to be included in the actual scratch itself. Now, I know that a lot of these things have been included in the Big Bang Gold Scratch, but the thing about the Big Bang Gold Scratch has been is that you don't get nearly as many tickets for that, so you have less of a chance of getting those things. In theory, you should have a better chance of getting a lot of these things since there are going to be so many of these tickets available. So you're definitely going to want to farm up these limited time tasks to get all these tickets and pull and get access to all this stuff. I'm assuming the rings here are going to be sellable. So I'm assuming the ring market is about to crash. If that's something you've been using for your money, I would not hold on to your stocks. I would probably go ahead and get rid of them now. Granted, there's a chance these aren't sellable and your ring market is still somewhat safe, but just forewarning now, I'm not telling you how to run the market. I'm letting you know that what could possibly happen. you might see these all plummet very, very soon. Also, W on these augment transfer passes and vouchers. Not having enough transfer passes has been an issue for a while. So hopefully we see that be rectified a little bit with this. We have new mini episodes. They've already talked about coming out with a new concert. I'm assuming this is leading up to the new concert itself, since it's Nadara and Manon reflecting on the music from Nameless City and talking about like how Nadara essentially, or no, sorry, how Manon essentially would hear these songs in between like shifts of things they were working on. Didn't realize they had lyrics and then found the lyrics and all that stuff too. Pretty cool stuff. We also have Nameless City exploration updates. So Nameless City, we have the entertainment zone or Neon City. The way this is going to work is going to be a bit different this time around. So we have a chest at the end as opposed to chests you're collecting across the actual thing, the quest entirety. Your goal is to get as many points as possible. There's going to be things you can sacrifice some points to get a chance to get a lot more points. It's like a little like a rappy slot machine essentially. So it's kind of leaning into the whole entertainment district, entertainment zone situation that they're gonna be doing. It's very much looks kind of like a Neon City sort of thing with with slots all over the place. So you guys wanted your casino, here's your casino, but it's in combat zone form. Not exactly what you asked for, but the monkey's paw curls. But it looks cool. It's nothing I'm super excited about. I definitely do like this more than the previous Nameless City. But it's one of the situations where it's like, yeah, it's good, but like doesn't really excite me. It seemed very safe on its design. Like if you look at it, it looks very much like Nameless City with just like a fresher coat of paint with some different streets. I would have liked to see this be a bit more spectacle. So like maybe a bit darker of the city. Maybe the lights are kind of like really illuminating everything you're looking at. That'd have been really cool. But this just looks kind of like Nameless City at night, but with different streets. And while that's not bad, it is a little bit like, you know. They've definitely designed better, and this looks like it wasn't really, not that it wasn't that well thought out. It looks like the big thoughts went into like the reward structure and the enemies and not really the actual zone, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Also, like I mentioned, at the end, you get a chest instead of across the entire thing, and that's going to tell your rewards at the end of it. And if you manage to collect the max amount of points, it immediately ends the quest. So speed actually is worth going for in there. And I'm assuming it's with your party too, so that'd be cool. Yeah, we're leveling up to 115. We're getting another 14-star, the Spardio series. This is going to be essentially like our Chlorodium series, or they mentioned like our Juvolg series weapons. You'll be able to transfer off of them, or I guess off of them. It has never been transferred to them for free, but it is transfer off of them. If you can make a transfer to them for free, that'd be sick. Be a super cool thing to see. Because that means that you'd be able to build these weapons in the interim, but it also means you'd be able to side skirt and augment transfer passes infinitely, essentially by transferring to them and then transferring off of them over and over again. But I feel like that would cause problems. Maybe like one transfer to them would be nice, and then like after transferring off of them would cost you an augment transfer pass, but I digress. It's a whole different conversation. But essentially it's going to have critical rate, boost damage reduction, and then lower PP consumption. And then of course you can transfer off of these, usually is the way it works. Transfer off of them without using an augment transfer pass when used for materials. These will likely also have EX augments on them. You'll likely farm them for EX augments. It's going to be very easy to get a hold of. And they're going to upgrade in the future. So, and no, to our knowledge, there is no EX augment 3s. So that is something I know some people were concerned about when it showed off the new weapons and likely going to have EX augment drops on them. They're not going to have EX augment 3s. New cards based on Patia. Or sorry, Patty and T. I always the Patty thing, whatever. With their new scale coordination, card based on the webcomic Central Ida looks hilarious, and then one based on the actual TV anime as well. And then of course I think there's two new starter decks, gonna be Fire and Ice, and then Lightning and Dark. The Fire and Ice is supposed to have Luther, Lightning and Dark is supposed to have Shiva in it, so that's pretty cool. Oh, also it's going to all ship matchmaking is going to support for ranked battles, so you can now do ranked on all ships, which is nice. Your points you gather from those ranked wins will apply to your ship specifically. W. Reducing food to 5 instead of 10. This is going to mean that your old recipes are not going to be usable anymore. You have to redo your recipes, but it means we're going to be using less food overall, so it'll last a bit longer, which is nice to see. It just means it only takes 5 to get the maximum value. So you are still using 10 full foods. It's just 5 will get you the maximum value of that food. So instead of using 10 crisp meats, you can use 5 crisp meats and then 5 of something else. And it's like previously, or it's like having the effect of 10 that it would beforehand, meaning food is going to be stronger in theory because it's going to require less to get the maximum rewards of it. So you will still likely use at least 5 foods. You're not going to be using half of the food. Well, I guess if you were using 10 beforehand, you're using half. Most people are using 7 like myself. But now food overall is going to be stronger, which will be kind of cool. Favorites feature as well. Oh, hold on a second. My alarm going off in the morning telling me it's time to get up because it's 8 a.m. We got up really early today. But new favorites feature added in for stamps. Pretty cool. 16, nothing crazy. And then, of course, the Search EX Augment series is adding in an ability for you to search EX Augments with a little question mark here. Instead of having to go through and type them in, you can search for them directly from searching presets and things like that. So pretty nice. Oh, also, there's going to be an option added into Lookbook for you to block and report people. Pretty cool stuff there. I didn't realize how much is actually here. Because I feel like it was less. Improvements to mags. I mean, this is all quality of life stuff, nothing too crazy here. Search functions in the salon being added and improvements to mags. Also, filters not going on until you actually leave the salon. More build parts, as well as more options for decoys, to be able to have face expressions and being able to see things before actually using them. And as well as more build parts. These build parts are from Nameless City, so crosswalks, roads, things like that. Basically things that people have already been making, but now there's actually official parts for them, so be able to use them a lot more efficiently. Also cars, like people have been making cars in what is it, in why am I forgetting what this is called? In Creative Space. We're making cars in Creative Space, and now there's an official one, so there you go. Hexagear and Megami Device collab, so there's going to be a robot collab. Is there much to say there? AC scratch, outfits, all that good stuff. So the big takeaway here is going to be outfits. There's going to be idols for all the individual characters, and those idols will be reflecting your weapons equipped. So pretty cool. Oh, also a mag and some build parts. So cool things here. That's the first half. Second half, we've got new mission pass, pretty standard. We have a revival scratch. This is a base PSO2 revival scratch. Most people don't really care about this sort of thing. Not really that big of a deal. We're doing a limited time quest for Mining Rig. That is a bold decision. It's going to be switching between Alio and Ritem each day. It's 8 players, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's LTQ Mining Rig, which is going to be interesting. They're bringing back Pale Flame of the Planet Wreckers. We'll be fighting Agni again. For the urgent quest, so limited time urgent quest will be Agni yet again. Solid of Darkness AC scratch. Nothing really to say here. Like bikinis, you like bikinis. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. Oh, also Mono Wheel EX, so if you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D stuff. And then of course another PSO2 memories. Revival scratches. It is what it is. Don't really have much to say about those. Don't really care too much about them. Nothing too crazy. They talk about, of course, the letter from the developers and talks about Nameless City, the zone itself, how it's going to have the slots for the rappies and that sort of thing, how it's based on points instead of you having to spend points to open up a box. You get a box again based on your points. And if you get max points, of course, like I mentioned earlier, you will, of course, end the quest early. So definitely a good idea to go ahead and try to farm points as efficiently as possible. And it shows off the, of course, getting the box at the end. And that's all they show off here. Oh, they also talk about the new weapons being, of course, similar to J-Volg and so on and so forth. Yep, 14-star weapons, the Sporadio series. Not really much to say about that there. We already kind of understand how those work. They're also adding in another quest. This is supposed to be to take care of the situation for some people that are having issues with completing the story quests. As the story quest asks that you fight Vile. So new story quest, follow-up chapter, and the stars fell. It gives you a quest to fight Vile, essentially. Now you can continue your story. If you're someone who's currently locked in this, there are triggers on the market. And you're like, oh, well, you don't have to solo. You really don't have to solo this. Literally just... Sorry, I had to sneeze. Go to a populated area and just ask and say chat. Someone will help you out. We're way over leveled for this at this point. It's super easy to do. We helped some people out the other day doing this. Like, you don't want to wait for this, just grab some triggers and ask people for help. It's not that big a deal. But if you do wait for this, hey, this will be handled for you from now on. Operation report questions. They talk about the fact that we're going to be implementing some stuff to take care of people who are AFKing in quests and things like that, basically griefing. It's going to be a thing that, from what they explain, it looks like it's something that's going to apply onto, or something that they're going to apply to people once the behavior is noticed. So it's not something that's like automatically going to apply to everyone immediately, from what I understand, but it will apply to players once that behavior is noticed. And that way it should auto detect if they're doing that sort of thing again. An Altar exploration when party leader leaves the quest. So they're changing this. So when your Altar exploration, when the party leader leaves the quest, it doesn't kick everyone else out. Any quest where the rewards are given immediately, this will be applying to, as opposed to given at the end of the quest. If it's a quest where you get rewards at the end of the quest, then yes, you'll leave with the party leader. But if it's rewards that are given immediately, then you're not going to leave with the party leader. You'll keep going. Satellite info shows that we have a new volume of the webcomic on the horizon, and it shows off characters. I'm just going to point over here. Maybe you guys will notice it. Maybe you won't. We'll see. They talk about the web store, of course. If you haven't used the web store before, use the web store. You get a discount for your first purchase, a specific purchase, I guess. And you can use this on the PS4 version. The PS4 version stuff also cannot be used anywhere else. So just keep that in mind. They show off where you can purchase it. I think that's like your first time bonus thing or whatever. But it shows like if there's like exclusive offers and stuff. Pretty cool things here. They talk about the Arachne, or is it Archie Arachne? I don't know what to call them. Talk about the different weapons and how the designs were redone for NGS, and how some of them that used to be claws like these here are applying as jet boots because there weren't weapon types for them that existed at the time. That's basically it. That's pretty much covers everything. Our next headline is going to be in March, it looks like. So, oh no, our next headline is going to be February 24th. That's going to cover the March updates. So pretty cool stuff there. And that's pretty much it. If there's anything that I missed, feel free to let me know in the comments below. As far as like how I feel about the headline, like I mentioned at the very beginning, very middle of the road. It's not bad per se, but it's not like super exciting. The things that are good, I mean, the rewards for, the fact we have up to 500% RDR is kind of insane. I expect the prices of things to start to go down because people will start getting a couple of drops. It'll be super, super nice. The new Nameless City, Neon City, is actually pretty cool too, but I would have liked them to go a bit more ham on the design. The fact that it's mostly just Nameless City, but with a different street and at night. Like, it's not really much spectacle there. I would have liked it to be like darker than just night, and maybe like the road lights or what lights up the area. That would have been super cool. But like I said, you look at it from up top, it is just kind of like nighttime, like casual nighttime, but with like different color roads. Hopefully maybe the roads like change color, like the entire, maybe like they rainbow color or something like that. That'd be really cool. And then of course a bunch of quality of life stuff. The event stuff again is really good, but nothing's all that exciting. It's just like, hey, if you need a farm to catch up, this is a great time to do it. You're gonna get a lot of value out of playing PSO2 right now. But if you were looking for something exciting to pull you back into the game because like you have everything you need, or you're not concerned with having everything top of the line, you're good with just having just enough for yourself, this month isn't really going to be it. I think this month has a lot of value as far as like farming and getting a lot of things, like a ton of things, to be fair. But like excitement value isn't really there. So it just depends on PP. Oh, thank you. It depends on your perspective of NGS at the moment. That's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, enjoyed, subscribe, want to keep up with more. As always, thank you to the channel members. You guys are fantastic, and I appreciate every single one of you. All of you guys who have jumped back in to resubbing or joining back with the channel since we've gotten monetization taken back over. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, my friends.